a bit of a sour note to start this third map on, but let's try and be optimistic. Let's try and look on the bright side of things. Let's see if Team Spirit can manage to bounce back here heading into Nuke.
I think having Dima instead of a coach is a big change, right? Like these players will have played, some of these players will have played with him in the past in other teams, and you know, more experienced individual rather than just a coach of the Spirit roster. So this is a good change, it's a good substitute, stand-in, whatever you want to call it, but it's still not Mia. And it's still not a 2-0 that Spirit were running and gunning for back on Dust 2. They had it in the palm of their hand. Ooh, that was a dink for 2 damage. Magic gets crossed down towards B safely. Chopper's going to get tagged on the way down, but an Armada tees in this lower bomb site. Cold, quick kill, looking for a little more as well. Doesn't want to hang around forever. They're going to hunt him down in the vent. He doesn't realize they're chasing him from the sidelines. Magic's with the frag and Spirit with the B bomb site. Not fully contained though, because BMAS has already rotated ramp side with Nico, and side by side, FaZe are holding on to lower, not letting Spirit get control here. Going to open the doors and try and move into B.
Kind of grinded to a halt though, and there's a lot of players here for FaZe. Nico and BMAS holding down the ramp. BMAS actually dropped down behind the cubby. Magix gets picked on up with the USP, just tapping him down from afar. Bomb plant needs to come through here as a bare minimum for Team Spirit, and they will get it planted, but that is it. That is the end of their run in the pistol round. Defuse going to come on in from FaZe. They'll go 1-0 up to kickstart Nuke, as they look to get off to a rip-roaring start.
Yeah, worth noting, this is obviously a great map for Spirit. As the analyst said, coming into this game, Spirit won the veto, without a doubt, and that was clear, even on Dust 2. So, yeah, with Nuke being in the cannon, even with the problems for Spirit, they're still going to be on a map where they're very comfortable, and at least these 4 players are. I can't speak to Dima's experience on Nuke, but, you know, it's just, at the end of the day, it's one of the 7 maps. We all know them, we all love them. Spirit, they 16-3'd Fnatic on this map yesterday. I'm sure you remember, Harry. Off the back of an extremely dominant T side as well, and that's where they're starting here. Will FaZe let them get away with as much? I don't think so. At least not the pistol round. FaZe finding rifles in the second. They know it's going to be a low economy investment for Spirit, coming in with a full buy in the third, and so FaZe's chance to make a nice clean round happen here with minimal casualties is on the cards. Ooh. Just about avoiding that wallbang.
And man, if minimal casualties doesn't sound good to you, then I don't know what will. Let's see. Nico down here in secret. Might be about to go on a bit of a tear. On with this M4, lots of fleshy, unarmored opponents outside. So it should only be a matter of time before Nico springs to life. He's now peeking up and over, and he does spot the plethora of players here for Team Spirit. Not really many left now, though, as Nico has hunted them to extinction almost. However, there's a little ray of hope. Magic still alive, still a threat, now no longer. And so it is just Dima and Sumdai Young left up in this 2-on-4.
Yeah, and even though Nico's gone down, that should be hopefully the last death here for FaZe in this round. They want to get as many rifles as they can in the follow-up, and BMAS will make it so. 3 kills, well, 2 kills there, 3 in the game, 2 in the round. It's going to be FaZe up to 2-0. Spirit coming in with their first rifle round here. No AWP in play just yet, but no rush to get that in play. Dima, of course, playing for a Sparta right now. Lending his hand to come and help Spirit out when they need it most. I'm sure they're very grateful. Let's see what they can do with it. Oh, this balance, he's gone yard. He's got the smokes in front of him. Of course, as I said, no AWP. Nico's looking from the garage, trying to cover this cross with Brokey, drawing them in. Close smoke outside. Chopper's going to climb above it. Big risk here. He's very exposed in the smoke, but luckily gets away with his life. The deep flash keeps Nico from re-peeking, at least for a moment. And Spirit, they're actually going to concede this position, fall back a little bit, line up utility. This is going to be deep util outside for Spirit, close towards main, with a garage smoke as well thrown by 1. So here's the execute for Spirit. They're going to have full dominion, full control of the yard here. Nico's pushed out. He can't do anything. Could flash through it, of course. Try and look for a gap in the smoke. Hope Spirit have made a mistake, but right now that's not looking to be the case. They're crossing. Not everyone, though. Notice that bomb is grouping on ramp. Spirit Oh, where's this one going to end up? Unlikely to see that ace site. By the looks of things, the players are Secret, the ramp getting taken, but Biomass holding on. He gets one. Trade is in. Secret getting controlled as well. There's a kill coming through in that lower area. And, well, Team Spirit are all over this one. Magic still hanging around outside. Rain does rid him of the round, but it comes with a cost. Spirit is still taking B. They just need to get past Nico.
Yeah, that's easier said than done when Nico is inside of the site. Oh no, they haven't checked for it. And now the little jump scare. Nico raining down death inside of this B bomb site. Leaves it all onto Chopper in a 1v2. And they do double swing into him. They get that kill locked on in. FaZe go 3-0 up. Now, okay, so we focused on obviously the negatives of losing Mir, but let's look at Dima. Let's, for a start, give him some praise for showing up on such short notice to help out Team Spirit.
Yeah.
And for anyone watching, you might think you've gone in a time machine back a few years, because Dima and Sumdai Young were two of the OGs of this Team Spirit squad, right? These two were ex-teammates in this team. Dima then obviously left a pretty long tenure at Team Spirit to go and pursue matters. I'm trying to think, I think with like a Sparta. So yeah, you know, it's very nice that he's come in, stood in on such short notice to help out his old organization and some of his old friends here, particularly looking at Sumdai Young for that one. So nice to see them reunited. You bang on, Hugo, right? They do at least have some synergy. It's not that they're playing with some random that they've never met before, right? And he's just showed up today and they're like, yeah, man, like, come on, please get in the server for us. But obviously times have changed for Spirit, and it's a very different look to the one Dima was familiar with.
It's
so
just so annoying. It's just so annoying that it's like the most crucial player on Spirit, and also in one of the hardest maps to plug and play at 5th, and also versus the best team in the group. So it's like, you know, just add together all the problems here for Spirit. They're going to need solutions and fast. Right now it's only pistols, so FaZe, they should be up to 4 here, you would assume. Spirit have a lot of control, though, and that's something that FaZe, they can be aware of, but they don't know for sure. And actually, they've lost Rain to the Deagle Dink of Sumdai Young. He finds it in a 2-shot as Spirit get ready to climb heaven. They're actually going to opt to go lower instead, but that means getting past Bemas, who's still here on the ramp. Big reposition. Now he's got cover from that hell spot. Oh, he spotted them as well, but he's out in the open. He's wide and will not survive. He only gets one traded and a gun gifted to Spirit, who can just hit that B bomb site. Nico's here again, though, ready to put up another fight.
Oh, Magic's bested, but Chopper coming in through the double doors and even leaping up. With his long old arms, he's retrieved that M4. 2-on-2 for FaZe. They'll swing the door open and they spot a man repositioning onto the ramp. They know that Sumdai Young is here and they're quick to try and deal with him. They do find it. Chopper now once again in the clutch. He wasn't able to get the 1v2 off in the round prior, but this time there's a chance. Half the time ticked off of this bomber. Both the players rooting in through control. Chopper finds the first, follows up with a second, and he'll put the first round on the board for Team Spirit, even grabbing the AWP. Round there was found in a partial investment round from Team Spirit. So they were saving money anyway to buy up in this following round. As a result, every player is on like $5.5 grand here. They've got plenty of money. And so they'll be able to invest in whatever they like here on the Team Spirit side. Attack pause called on in for FaZe. No money left in these bank accounts. So figuring out how they want to approach these coming rounds. As a double eco is looming. So there's probably going to be a pretty hefty investment here from FaZe. Maybe we see a little lobby crunch or something of the sort.
Dima has never played against FaZe. I mean, talk about a trial by fire, Harry. That's, yeah, it's going to be a difficult game for him, for Spirit, for everyone in that side.
That's the thing. I'm sure for a lot of people, like the Team Spirit squad that I always remember whenever I think of Team Spirit was this original one that Dima was a part of, with like Dav, Cost, Optic, right? Like those guys. So, yeah, you know, it's like in a way, right? Like obviously it sucks. There's no moving past that. It's a cool situation to see Dima playing with like the new generation of Team Spirit and his old mate SDY alongside him. Now, trades not coming through here for FaZe. This lobby crunch has not gone their way. Disbalance is going to lay the round to rest nice and quickly. Team Spirit in with a second. I will say, I think they can still field a good T side. It's the CT side that I'm worried about, right? Because you're going to be trying to slot Dima into this setup that you have.
Yeah.
And that could potentially lead to either, you move players on your squad to try and make Dima feel a bit more comfortable, and then maybe they feel less comfortable as a result. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see how Team Spirit approach it. But I do think T side, there's still a chance they can put up or field a competitive half here.
Yeah.
You can just kind of unchain Dima and let him be comfortable, have the rest of the gang popping off, and this balance certainly is. Deary me, okay. I'm liking this, man. Team Spirit, they're out for revenge.
Yeah.
They want to do right by Mir. And they're looking for this third round. They're going to find the conversion. Little to no problems. It's just how expensive can BMAS make this one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think as to where Mir plays on that CT side. I think we see him in the garage, and so, that's a hard position to fill for sure. But, Spirit, as long as they can adjust things, I think a good decision would be putting Dima somewhere like ramp, right? A position where you can just anchor on your own, you can fall off, give information for your team. You don't have to really, be involved in any huge rotations. You're just really holding onto ramp, dropping B, and dealing with rushes, and then being aware of hell when you lose outside. Like, that's pretty much your role. It's pretty easy for the CT side. You push lobby on flanks, you go heaven on safe rotations. There's not a lot to it. So, yeah, that'd be a good position to see Dima in, but that's in the second half. Right now, Spirit are putting up a fight, Harry. They're not lying down and taking a beating from FaZe, and I respect that. Getting this orb raring to go. All right, this balance again wobbles Brokey in this round. Puts him down in main. He found 4 on the anti-eco, just sitting at the back of lobby, killing FaZe. They pushed him one by one. So this orb is clearly ready to go, and it's here to play. Nico going to get given the orb. I was going to say, when I saw Rain pick it up, like, where's that going? I don't see Rain orb, but does gift it over to his partner in crime. FaZe a man down. Spirit going back to the yard, back to outside. Nico's taking the orb from Brokey's body and put it out here, but doesn't jump with his knife out and therefore won't hit the cross. Does the second time around, but by that point, Spirit, they'd already crossed Harry, and timing is everything. Nico doesn't play in his favor, and Spirit not only get another kill, but get full control of the yard and Secret.
Yeah, the rotates are denied. These Molotovs have kept FaZe out of the sight. And they do deal with some Young back in lobby, so it's given them a 3-on-4, but I still don't think they're keen to attempt this. They're at a pretty awkward juncture in the game where their money just keeps getting wrecked, and saving will probably become pretty common as a result if this is how the rounds keep going, right? With this outside control working for Spirit, with the lower hits going their way pretty convincingly, and not much being given up in the mid round, it kind of just hamstrings FaZe to go for these saves a lot. And this round's no exception to that. So Team Spirit going to take the lead. They'll go 4-3 up. I tell you what, we came into this feeling a little bit doom and gloom. Obviously, now with Dima coming in over the coach for Team Spirit, that's given them a bit more firepower. And I tell you, it would give Team Spirit a lot of merit if they were still able to pick this series up, playing with a stand-in. So, taking the lead right now. Obviously, it's still early days, and I really don't want to jump the gun, because it is this second half of play, I think, is where things are going to get really hard for Team Spirit. But that is even more so why, if they do find the victory, it would be sick. So we're going to keep up with it. We're going to keep an eye on this.
Yeah, it's a hard one, because when you look at the coach versus Stan, it's do you want someone who knows the system and knows all the nades and knows everything you do, but isn't very good at fragging? Or do you want someone who's good at fragging but has no idea how you play as a unit? That's a really hard question there. And especially on a map like Nuke, it would, you would be inclined at times to maybe think the coach, but it's smoke from Rain, not the end of the world. Yeah, it's a weird one. So I think Dima's definitely the right choice here. But we see teams like North, for example, they made it work with Jumpy Man. He was actually performing, not carrying, but he was holding his own, out-fragging Gade in some of the games I saw. And obviously he just spent his entire games for North in the RTR just setting up his team with utility. He had so many grenades in his back pocket. So yeah. Our Spirit a round up, and with FaZe on low economy, Brokey's on an eco, the rest of them saving these M4s. Let's see what FaZe can find in this round.
Rain, there we go, finding Dima from up here at top of heaven, now dropping down and bringing himself to the level of Team Spirit. So he thinks him and Magix are going to meet later on up in heaven. Chopper has dealt with Nico down here in secret, and Magix wrapping down beneath heaven, able to make quick work of Rain. Magix takes that peak a hell of a lot as well when he's fighting for heaven. I do love it. He loves that little great position. And now with heaven secured, this is a very hard round for FaZe. They've got to concede the A bomb site. Cold has taken lobby in response, but he's not going to find anything from this push other than safety. And just be allowed to hang around to come in for the retake. And that's if there's even a retake attempted, which at this point I don't think there will be. There is still money for FaZe, and maybe with that kill found from Cold, there's a chance they go for it. There's a flash on BMAS as well. But while he can flash through heaven, I don't think that would help Cold in any capacity, and it would also just give up his position. So they're still hanging around, they're still waiting outside of the site, but that kill really should solidify it. It will be the save here for FaZe. 5 on the board now for Team Spirit, as they are coming to life over on this T side. And also, Hugo, to kind of add on to your conversation about, do you choose someone who knows your strategies intricately with the coach, who maybe won't frag as much, or someone who's going to frag in the server? In my mind, you would go with the guy who's fragging in this situation, because then you're not taking away from Certus's responsibility as the coach, right? He's still available as a stick man to actually be chiming in, and maybe now you can free him up to kind of not necessarily micromanage Dima, but babysit and make sure he's up to speed.
That's a really good point.
So I do think, especially considering now that coaches are obviously allowed to be a bit more free in communicating, that's likely why we've seen teams move towards that, even with North picking up Christo. So let's see this one. Team Spirit with the lead under their belt. 5-3 in their favor. And another investment coming through for FaZe, but they're still running this risk of losing these rounds and getting put onto partial investment. So if Team Spirit can keep them in this position, they are in a great spot to nail down this T side and get off to a good start.
Yeah, worth noting something I mentioned earlier. Spirit are actually a very T-sided team, and even on maps like Nuke, they get away with better T halves than CT halves more often than not. So, this is part of the course right now for Spirit. Don't be worried if you're a FaZe fan. Not yet, at least. Maybe later. We'll see if Spirit can keep this up. 5-3 and taking the ramp room after this smokes land outside. There's just one man lurking with them. It's Chopper. BMAS ahead of the Molotov. It's not going to be deep enough. He's still standing here. Balance leaves the ramp though, and actually, this is excellent. There's only one man on top side. It's only Coldzera. Everyone's rotated out of heaven towards ramp off of that util, but Spirit has taken so long that FaZe have had time to rotate back into A. They've even dropped in from heaven 2 more players. That's a big pick. It's going to tempt them back in, but they're walking into a stacked setup. Balance with a double opener. Brokey can't have a say in the round. He's got to run away and join his teammate in the lobby. BMAS pushing, but Brokey's already started to save. BMAS should do the same. This is a 6th for Spirit. Even though they draw FaZe away from the site and FaZe realize and get back into A in time, the kills just come through perfectly for Spirit. FaZe are desperate for information. They peek the heart, they try and get knowledge, and instead they just get a bullet delivered by Balance. He has looked very good in the 10 rounds, not even, of gameplay we've had here, considering how much he struggled in the T side of Dust 2, and he was very quiet until the last 6 or 7 rounds of Dust 2 where he had a huge impact, but obviously it didn't really matter because they lost the map. Well, right now, he's brought that impact and he's showing it to us on Nuke.
We were talking about this idea, the mental game for Spirit and this rise that they're on, and can they roll with the punches and soak them up? Well, I mean, if they pick this up, then that to me is a resounding yes, because you imagine coming into this game that there's 2 ways it could have gone in the team speak. Either that they're all very deflated by the way this has gone down and everyone's a little bit bitter, and so you struggle to get that momentum back, or you have your key players who are normally performing alongside Mir, and for that I do look towards this kind of trio of Chopper, Magix, and Balance, and they sit there and go, okay, it's our time to shine now, it's our time to step up, we've got to take this game into our hands, and we've got to do right by Mir in his absence, and that's definitely what they're delivering right now over on this T side. Dima, the stand-in, nailing down a kill in main, turning this into the advantage of Spirit, and now they sit in a 4-on-3. I really didn't think this Nuke game was going to deliver, but it certainly has the recipe to deliver right now. Team Spirit backing up out of the lobby, setting up over here towards outside. They've taken a 4-on-3. They know that FaZe are feeling the pressure and are going to be committing into this upper site. And so they're going to use this freedom that they've been given to try and carve a pretty safe path into this round.
Hut roof molly for Chopper. No one's on top of it though. Brokey is inside instead. Chopper goes back towards the lobby, but so is Rain. He's pushed inside of the door. Chopper going to run away and he avoids his death. He doesn't know it, but Rain's going to hit everything. Now FaZe know it's B. BMAS is already here ahead of the curve, but can he put up a fight? He needs 2 kills at a bare minimum if FaZe even want to consider going for this round. So BMAS, moment to shine here. The plant coming in. Spam is good. Oh, he does finish the job. Looks for a second as well and even bursts the body. Takes down Demon. The bomb dropped. The rotates are in. It's all on SDY and Chopper. Nice shot, but he gets traded from above. Rain is everywhere and not waiting around. Chopper in a 1-on-2, but very doable. Low HP for FaZe.
Yeah, time is his enemy right now. 15 seconds, and he's looking for the kills, not the bomb plant. That bomb is in the middle of the site. He knows there's no chance of getting it down, so he's got to find the frags, and they don't present themselves. Rain and BMAS, they hide, and BMAS with a stellar hold down at B to find the double.
Regardless of FaZe winning that round, just to jump on the point you were making there about Team Spirit, you know, I think, you know, if they, like, the fact they're getting these T-side rounds is showing the value of team play in Counter-Strike and how the, yeah, okay, you know, it's not even just about having the best players or winning or just winning fights. It's about outmaneuvering your opponent, and that's what they did yesterday on Nuke against Fnatic, getting a 12-3 half and just destroying Fnatic on this map. So yeah, it was Spirit just avoiding Fnatic and doing a really good job of countering what they were doing. JW's AWP never got off to a good start, always shut down after just a single kill. And Fnatic, they were trying to play aggressive, trying to play the traditional style, but Spirit just really didn't let them get away with it. So, you know, that's why there is a world where they can still beat FaZe with a stand-in, because as a team, as a unit, Spirit have been so impressive in how they approach these rounds. But well, on the other side of things, there's Nico dropping a man in the yard. The flash is good, and Nico actually only gets legged off that shot. He can escape, but he hangs around, and that will be his demise. Dropped by the AWP. SDY finds an entry to ramp, and that's BMAS gone, giving Spirit a route into that B bomb site. They don't even care about the outside control that's currently being held by Magix, because he can just come in on a late lurk, cold, making sure lobby isn't contained, and iDisbalance only a few feet away from death.
Yeah, Magix is still outside. He's a long way away from this rotation down towards B. Now, this is kind of helped out by the fact that FaZe are equal part far away. They've been dealing with these players that were lurking, and so Rain is the only man down at this bomb site. Demon not able to hold his own at ramp, and that has given FaZe a way back in. 3-on-2, but time working against them. Magic's arriving on his rotation in secret, but it's a little too late. Rain's already slipped by and dealt with some Young. They close the door on Magix. There's almost a lineup, but the defuse held and a round on the board for FaZe. They get this retake off, and they put a 5th up on the board.
Yeah, and right there's a situation where, you know, Dima, he's holding the ramp. If he gets 1 kill, it's a viable round for Spirit. If he doesn't, that's exactly what happens. FaZe just steamroll. They're like a snowball going down a hill. They just build and build and build, and with every kill they get more confident, they get closer, and then just 3 body blocking the bomb as Magix comes in for the swing. There's nothing you can do. Spirit still hold the lead, but that might come to a close here as FaZe are finding success on the CT side. Brokey's aggression is excellent as it takes down the T-sided AWP that's been responsible for so many of these opening kills for Team Spirit. iDisbalance dead in the water, and Spirit, they're going to have to abandon their game plan and look elsewhere in this round. Ooh. I don't think there's a door there, Harry. I think that's just smoke. I might be wrong.
No, you're bang on, Hugo.
Oh.
And now there's bodies there as well. Some Young gets buried by Raid, and this leaves Dima, Chopper, and Magix in this 3-on-5. Still trickling through this door, and well, Raid, it's more of a downpour here at this A bomb site. He does put down a second. Magic's coming in with the trade, but it's still a huge advantage for FaZe. It's going to be a tricky one for them to throw away. Magic's on this AWP, trying to snipe another man from the tally. That smoke going into the door, that might just seal the fate of Team Spirit in this round. They send Chopper back towards outside. He's trying to gain a bit of a foothold, but 25 seconds left. Does have a free passage down through Secret, and maybe even a bomb plant at B, but it's pretty tenuous because B-Mas has started to consider this as an option. He rotates down now. Magix is just trying to save the ult. Chopper gets dropped, and so it is just the save. One of the things that's kind of cool about that, right, is if Chopper gets into B and he gets the bomb planted and then dies immediately, which is probably what you're expecting to happen if you're Spirit, Magix would have survived with the AWP and would have got loss bonus. So that's what they were kind of trying to gear towards, right? Taking the AWP out of the round while still making a lot of money. That was the aim of the game. Obviously, it doesn't go down that way. Chopper never survives the journey. But I feel like you never see teams set up for that. They always try and play for the plant if they get it. And I think it's fair enough to say that was an unwinnable round, right? Like Chopper low, no, sorry, not low. It's Magix who was low and a long way away. He knows that he had no chance there. Man's tag onto Nico and follows up the second time around. He gets some good usage out of that AWP that he carries forward. And now puts it back into the hands of iDisbalance. So 6-6, but a man advantage now for Team Spirit. They're looking to put themselves back in the lead.
And again, Spirit have gotten down to B. If FaZe have no information, you can see the way that Brokey's watching outside makes me think that that FaZe have no clue that they've let a man down through Secret. The perfect timing for Spirit. They love to do this. Chopper's in the vents. He can just hold rotation. Now, all Spirit need to do, they want to bait a player into vents, into Chopper, knowing that FaZe aren't going to be scared of rotating vents at the moment. Spirit are going to throw these outside smokes. This is a really good call because now FaZe are going to rotate, thinking, B. Well, that sounds good. I can get down to B. Let's go vents. Well, no, you can't. It's not that simple. Luckily enough, it doesn't seem like anyone's tempted by FaZe anyway. Rain is going to let them pass. He hears all the footsteps. The grenade is good, and it slows him down, allowing him to spam. Now, what's the timing like? Yeah, he doesn't expect it. He thought he had a gap. He thought he had a chance. Chopper's been there all round long, and now Spirit, they know they've got a top site hit. They know they've got a kill on A. Do they still want to commit towards B, where FaZe have thrown a heavy rotation?
Oh dear, if they do make this decision to commit, they are walking into this stack, but maybe it's not a problem. If they just deal with everyone down on B, that works as well. coldzera now left to try and clutch this round out. He's delivered us a couple of nice rounds today. Let's see if Cold has it in him to work any magic here. Spots the first man, and Dima's actually going to best him immediately. So 7 on the board for Spirit. I love everything about that round.
Yeah, Spirit did the exact same round in the pistol round of the grand final of RTR CIS. They beat Winstrike with it. They threw 2 players down really, really fast by distracting on A, by throwing utility through the door. That dedicated the outside player into helping assist Mini and gave a gap for Spirit to cross outside. This time, the same thing happens. No one's watching Yard. Chopper hits a timing, and they just play around the timing. They play around the fact that FaZe don't have that information, and it wins them the round. So really good call. Nico, he's got info this time, though. He hears the first steps outside. There's 2 players on either side of him. Oh, that's one turning around. Nico getting traded, and it's the quick orb shot from iDisbalance that does keep this round alive for Spirit. If that was a 5-on-3 with guns at the feet of FaZe and outside cleared, this could have been an eco win. Now it's still up for question. FaZe, do they have an answer? Cole's pushed close towards the lobby with an SMG. Other than that, it is just armorless pistols here in this round for FaZe. Oh, Cold.
These lobby pushes have usually been great for FaZe as well, and time after time they serve to blindside Team Spirit. Now they do run out of ammo, but Rain has still laid down the pain with the Deeg, and they get it done with just the pistols on the FaZe clan side. Stellar stuff from them to find this 7th. And if we think back to Dust, like Rain was leading on the scoreboard, head and shoulders above anyone else. Well, he is reliving that here on Nuke. Secures an essential double kill in this round, not only to save coldzera's life and allow him to keep being a nuisance and squeaky, but then even follows up and makes that round FaZe's. Now this time, Team Spirit, last round of the first half, they try and vent dive, they try and get down, and in a sense, they do get down, but not in the way they would have liked. They both fall, and the bomb is now lost on this upper site. So suddenly, Team Spirit, it wasn't the game plan to commit to A, but they've got to do it. They have to find these kills, and they do deal with the first man. In amongst all this madness, by the way, Chopper, sneaky little devil, has retrieved the bomb and dropped down the vent. Little detail to note that we never got to see play out in this round was Magic's had an auto shotgun. This was something, I'm trying to think, I swear Snacks used to do it all the time for VP, where you run out, you get down the vent, and then you turn around and you just hold it with the shotgun, close range, right? You want them to chase you down because you are going to win that fight with the shotty. In this round, Team Spirit, they're wrapping into Hell, and they're looking to split into B. That's because Chopper is still waiting at vents with this bomb. And this is the perfect call to make right about now.
Yeah.
BMAS is alone in this side of the map. He's holding behind Silo, which means Chopper is going to have to relocate if he wants to help his teammates out. But right now, his only job is to hold for these vent rotations. And he might even keep that as his role if they're able to deal with BMAS. However, it's not looking great for that right now. And so Chopper's given up his position. BMAS best side this balance. He's done a great job of holding down this B site. And there's the killing blow. 3 kills from BMAS and an 8th on the board for FaZe to round out that first half. Right with us into the second and final half of this series after a quick break. Stick around. You definitely don't want to miss it.
Money is the game, power is the aim. City's gonna pay when they got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose. Low, it's in too deep, soul to soul, and it wasn't cheap. He's got nothing to lose, still got nothing to lose. Oh, nothing to run against.
Man, they might not have Mir, but the one thing they do have is Team Spirit. And boy, Dima coming in, filling this role, dealing with this, rolling with the punches. That's what Team Spirit are doing right now. And they've put up a good T side. 7-8 at the end of the first half. Now, FaZe have come in with a pretty swift response and were able to narrowly win out the half. Now we move into the second half of play. And this is where, I think we either see FaZe leap ahead or we see just how resilient these Team Spirit boys are. But a fast A play and some die young, raining down death from atop the hut. This is so quick, so clean, and everything in between. Nico, the last man remaining, and he gets put in the dirt shortly thereafter. 8-8, and Team Spirit with another pistol round going their way.
Yeah, you can't ask for more than that, right? Spirit locking in a flawless pistol. FaZe going to need some incredible T-sided rounds here to take a victory here. Even with a standard for Spirit, they are a solid Nuke unit. And while their T-sides are definitely, the more impressive of the two, I mean, CT, that can be pretty standard. That can be pretty easy to hold, especially up against Glocks. FaZe have nothing in this round. Should be that 9-8 lead for Spirit. But I remember saying that in the first half, and I remember Spirit winning a Tech 9 round, so... Let's see. That being said, Glocks here for FaZe, really no skin in the game. And where's that bomb? It's on Rain. It's inside of the door. I guess he's going to try and find a... Oh, no, he's on top, sorry. It looked like he wanted to try and drop vent, but instead he's on roof. So not really going to be doing all too much with that bomb. If he dies, it will get lost on the silo, which is really the only notable point of that position. And that's exactly where he's going as well, alongside Brokey. FaZe just really trying to bleed out this round time. They want to get rid of the utility here of Team Spirit. Brokey goes above, Rain does cross behind, and he'll join his team as they go from red to secret, trying to get down against these rifles. Spirit, they won't be able to stop anyone, actually. There's still a man trapped at red, but Magic is here to make money with the shotgun. They're closer than he thought, but he's going to get away with one. Trying to chuck in a bullet won't work out for him. It gives the gun over, and they can play that in the vent, Harry. You talk about shotguns in the vents. Well, coldzera is there to stay. The bomb also staying outside. We're under full control of Team Spirit. FaZe are going to have to go back to get it.
Now, the auto shotgun is more gnarly at range than you might think. However, with no armor behind it, that's a nice, easy mop-up for eye disbalance. He'll deal with both players. 9 on the board for Team Spirit. They get that round converted, but the easy streak is now over. The reinvestment coming through from FaZe, and it's going to have everything they could possibly need. AKs across the board, full utility. Looking to get back into the swing of things here in this second half. Close smoke going to get dropped outside. Allows the cross of coldzera, should he want to get behind red and start to kind of duel with these outside players. Chopper is here. And in lieu of any teammates around to support him, he's very much alone. There's the refrag, at least, from eye disbalance, who does get up into heaven at just the right time. While all this has gone on, Ramp has fallen for the side of Team Spirit. And with FaZe so deep and with so much time left, they don't even have to play off of this immediately. It looks like they want to leave Brokey here in this little goblin corner. And I love it when teams do this, because now, right, if you're Team Spirit and you get curious and you try and look into Ramp, you're not going to be ready for Brokey in this position. If you try and go on a flank, he'll be able to deal with you. He'll also hear these heaven rotates if you're loud about it. And yeah, look, these two players coming up Ramp. Will they be ready for Brokey in this position? They spot him and they do deal with the man left on the lurk. So actually now FaZe going back into this A site. Rotations coming through nice and early for Team Spirit. They've got the read. They know what's going on in this round, and they get it under wraps nice and quickly. 10 on the board for Team Spirit as they reach double digits.
On top of holding that position, the key for Brokey there is as FaZe set up for the A play, he can come in on a rotation and flank Heaven and backstab, right? That's a real problem for Spirit if Brokey hits a timing, but Spirit do such a great job of clearing him out from B, walking up, and 2 players clearing the ramp together as well. So, you know, trade potential there as well. Spirit playing very safe. And now up to 10. This is a little worrying. FaZe, honestly, like, at the end of the day, FaZe do have a stand in themselves, right? So you have to remember that. But I don't think FaZe are going to be feeling all too happy if they lose this series with a stand-in for Spirit. Magic's with a shotgun, making moolah. He is covered in cash, and, well, eventually runs out of ammo, but luckily it's not a lost round, it's just a lost fight. It's going to be Spirit up to 11. That AK saves the day, and eye disbalance, he can drop it over, he can buy an AWP if he wants. They have money all over the Spirit economy, or bank account. And that's exactly what will go through. So Demon gets the AK, and eye disbalance buys the AWP. We don't have one for FaZe Clan. Their money hasn't quite built up yet. They actually had enough for one, but they're going to opt against it. So eye disbalance going towards the outside area, looking to put a stop to things. But first taking a fight towards mate. Actually, Chopper playing in secret. And Demon is on the ramp, Harry, as we kind of hoped he would be coming into the second half.
Very manageable position for him, and it also has, you know, rotations available if needed, be it from some Die Young in Heaven or eye disbalance on this AWP. FaZe with very little control anywhere on the map, and Team Spirit as well, they've made a decision here to move Chopper out of this secret area. He's gone all the way back on a very, very lengthy rotation. Actually, he's going back through B now, but I don't think he's going to go back to secret. Instead, just going to be posted up down in the site. There was a timing there where it looked like he was going to come back up towards this upper site, and that might have been the right read to make. FaZe setting up for this A play. They've got one man in the form of Nico down at this B bomb site. Rain now trying to wrap outside, taps away at eye disbalance. And with this kill going their way, 30 seconds left. Where's this hoping to end up for FaZe? It's going to be this split, and Rain is not wasting any more time. He's sick, and he's tired of waiting around. And finally, they deal with him. But this crossfire of Magix and Sumdai Young has dropped the bomb. Time is becoming a problem now for FaZe. It was looking good in the beginning of this. Magix is looking physically everywhere. And flicks back up into heaven, but isn't able to connect the shot. Chopper tries, but not quite. It's still a very, very close round. Very back and forth.
Yeah.
What sensitivity is Magix playing on as well? That's the question we're all dying to know.
Look at these shots from Rayman. The speed, the pace, and the accuracy as well. That double heaven setup was a requirement. Magix, he could have really won that round on his own. Cold Zero, I think all the credit goes to him past Rain's death to stall out that fight for so long. He was being loud in upper. Magix knew he was there. That's why he was flicking. He just didn't know who was going to fight first. Like, is he going to get peeked from sight? Is he going to get peeked from upper? He needs to be ready for both positions. Cold stalls it out and peeks with his teammate getting that kill. Magix, the one man who could have really stopped that entire round in its tracks with 10 seconds left, is put to bed. And FaZe, that's that first T-side round on the board. 4 in a row for Spirit before it is eventually broken. Spirit up 11-9.
I thought Magix, after seeing that one, have some freakishly high sensitivity. It's actually very run-of-the-mill. 1.1 at 800 DPI. I feel like pro sensitivities kind of average out at like 2.0 at like 400.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just pretty standard. He's just got very, very fast wrists. Speaking of fast, speaking of pace, let's see. FaZe, very quick play into ramp. Dima's here. He's dropped this smoke for the fallback. Ramp room's lost, but Sumdai Young trying to come in to mop up the damage. They are a little bit deeper than Dima was ready for. And so Rain's going to solidify that trade, but it's still the man advantage lying with Spirit in this lower retake. 4 on 3. We're yet to see 2 players complete their rotation. The bomb is here for FaZe and is now planted. So they're going to start to arrive down through the vents in secret.
Yeah, it's crucial how fast FaZe took B and planted after they killed Dima there. So many teams hang around for too long. FaZe couldn't afford to do that, or Spirit would have had rotations. They run into the site and plant, and things are getting a little bit messy here. The shotgun's chugging away and takes Rain down low. He's finished off by Chopper. Just Cold now in a clutch that is doable. He's down to 10 though, flashed out wide with a peek. He's up for the fight, and so is Sumdai Young. He'll beat him to the punch. Defuse is there for Magix with the kit, and he can upgrade his weapon as well. It's going to be Spirit up to 12 here on the CT side. Despite the fast play from FaZe, despite catching Dima falling off of the railing, he still gets out with 1. Yeah, okay, he pulls a flashbang, and you know, definitely could have gotten 2 if he kept his gun out, but the fact that he gets 1, he stalls that push, he kills Brokey through a smoke. Spirit have those rotations and a man up in order to retake.
And so Team Spirit, they're keeping this lead up. They are looking good onto this CT side.
It's kind of crazy.
Chopper now going aggressive outside. He's feeling it. He's looking to take a kill away. The opening segments of this round. Now, the guy you're fighting here is someone going by the name of Nico. You might have heard of him. He is Hunter's cousin.
That guy.
This isn't really where you want to find yourself if you're Chopper. So we decided to back away. I feel like Nico's such a master of this red position that I don't fancy anyone fighting him here.
He's a master of most positions, Harry.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem with a guy like Nico, isn't it? He's just objectively not bad at anything ever.
Yeah, except losing. But right now, FaZe are doing a pretty good job of that. Looking to get back in control of this game. Spirit reset FaZe after 1 rifle round win on this T side. So FaZe, if they lose this round, not only up against 13, but broken economically again. And, well, that might just be the game at that point. FaZe need this rifle round. Desperate. Crossing outside with 2 behind the red side. They're going to get their way towards secret if they do so. Please, Sumdai Young smoked. Dima's on the ramp again. Oh, he's making a lot of noise. Again, a missed rotation from Dima. It just feels all too common as Spirit going to have to throw in a rotation. Luckily, Balance once again gets that pick from CT as the rest of FaZe drop towards B. They killed Dima in the process. There's a fast flank from Spirit, but because of the secret control taken by Nico and Co from FaZe, B is completely locked down. There's nothing Spirit can do about it. They have to play retake, and right now, are they even considering it? They're taking an ample amount of time to group up in this 4-on-4, and they're scared out of it. I'm actually shocked by that. I think it's a very winnable round, and I think that given the money of FaZe and the fact that Spirit won last round off of a reset, that should be enough incentive to go in. But they're thinking about their economy too, Harry, and knowing that, okay, we want full rifles and we'll be broken. We'll let FaZe back in if we lose this one. So, obviously there is good reason for saving. It's a risk-reward, factor here for Team Spirit, but I think that was definitely doable.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I look at that, right, is the problem isn't just the planning for the future, like you say, on behalf of Team Spirit, right, is one of the reasons why. I think it's just the sheer amount of control that FaZe has, right? If you are Spirit there, you're all grouping up and you're all coming from ramp. That's a very... I don't want to say like a very easy scenario for FaZe to win out, but it's one where, with utility in the right place and the fact that they'll have 4 guns trained on that position, knowing that they've locked down the rest of the map. I think it's just playing the percentages there for Team Spirit. And so now Balance with this AWP. He doesn't want to play percentages anymore. In fact, he's throwing them all out the window. Don't tell him the odds, because he's looking to get this shot off first. And there's Nico. Denied outside. Balance. There could have been a second ready to go there, just on scoping at the wrong time. This fire now burning him out into the open. He hits the 30 bomb, and Balance lighting them up outside. Deary me. FaZe Clan is sent packing by this AWP. Balance still hunting for more. He's not content with 31 kills. This man is looking to get Team Spirit over the line with a stand-in. And here he is, by the way, the stand-in in all his glory. Dima shutting down Brokey at ramp, leaving it on BMAS in the 1v4. Not able to connect these shots. 13 on the board for Team Spirit. Money in a bit of an awkward spot for FaZe. They can still invest. Nico can drop an AK over, but it's certainly not ideal. They're going to be lacking this AWP if that's the call that's made. And I tell you what, we were saying we needed heroes to step up in Mir's absence. Balance has taken this as a personal thing. 31 and 12. This is an unreal game from him. This is like, I don't want to say vintage Balance, because in a way it's like, who are you to say that he's vintage? But
vintage. Yeah.
These are the games that you sometimes get out of this guy, where he does just explode, and you can't help but feel his presence in the server, because he is everywhere.
Rain has more headshot kills than Nico has kills in this map. That does not bode well for the FaZe Clan right now. That save from Spirit, Harry, the 4-on-4, it is worth its weight in gold, because while FaZe buy right back in, Spirit will defeat them with the AWP and put themselves on 13. Nice to see Dima get a double kill at ramp as well, right? Both times that FaZe have pushed ramp, he's been timed on his rotation or core out of position. Well, this time he gets a double, and that's always nice to see as well. Holding his position, holding his role. And Dima, remember, he's not here to drop 25 kills. He's not here to push lobby and kill FaZe. He's here to simply hold his position, stay alive, and provide info for his team. That's why he's here, and he's doing a great job of that as well. He's going to get tested again. FaZe coming back to the ramp room. Dima has an AK, a good grenade onto BMAS, but Nico is looking for headshots. That stat upset him. He's not happy with it. Dima's going to have to drop B, but that's no problem. Balance has always been good for one in the hell position. This time he doesn't go for it. He realizes FaZe could be close, and they'll just concede the spot and play a 5-on-5.
There's smokes fade and Cold's like, well, I really didn't want to have to run, but I guess I got to run. And if you got places to go, Chopper's going to follow you there. He does deal with Cold Zeret down in secret. Man advantage now taken up against this partial buy. Hero AK was entrusted into Nico's hands by Nico. So let's see if he can deliver. Does get shut down actually immediately. And it's only Rain left. 1v5. Not going to happen in this round. Balance. 33 kills to his name now.
Nico, go kill. Nico, no.
Yeah, sometimes it just be that way. 14 to 10. Wow. And I tell you what, man, I was really looking in like the doom and gloom of this, because to begin with as well, it looked like the coach was going to have to stand in for Spirit. But Dima showing up with minutes of notice. He's here, he's in the server, he's outputting damage. The right players showing up. Balance really doing the heavy lifting right now for Team Spirit. And what a feat it is. I'm sure Mia, if he's able to watch this right now, even with the power outages, he's smiling away as he's watching his team with pride. Nico does elude Chopper outside, and this is what I mean. Nico, he knows his stuff at this red box, because normally he's the CT on the other side, being a little nuisance in the front line. So
worth noting, FaZe have one flash assist kill in this entire map right now. So the utility certainly a miss. On a map like Nuke, though, I feel like the flash assist a little less so. Well, your fights are coming down to these close choke points, these tight corridors and hallways in that lower site, or just coming through the choke point that is the A site. BMAS looking for a pick, he's got it. 2 kills away at FaZe. It's a must-win round for them to stay alive in this series. Nico is doing everything in his power to make that happen. Balance drops him after his second. Magix needs to win this fight, or this round is done, because FaZe are already sending that bomb down towards B. There's nothing Magix can do about it. BMAS smoking himself off, and he says bye as he just retreats into the lobby. Spirit, they are likely going to save, as while they have money, they don't have really any chance of winning this 2-on-4, and so it makes more sense to, you know, stock up your acorns for winter, bury them in the ground. But oh dear, Magic's big kill there. BMAS had the drop on him, but fast fingers from the young gun on Magix. The clash of the 16-year-olds right there, Harry. And Magix will come out on top, putting FaZe, regardless, up to 11 here as Team Spirit save this round. Rain, hoping it's not all in vain. The performance that he's had in this server series, all of it has been great, especially here and now. 20 kills, 4-1 in opening duels, 6 multi-kills, a clutch to his name. One of the 2 clutches in the game, the other by Chopper. So Rain certainly has been performing today. And Nico, I mean, we're seeing him warm up, right? We're seeing him hit some shots recently outside with this AK, so maybe that could bode well for FaZe in these final few rounds of regulation. Spirit just need 2 to push us over the line.
Yeah, if you're FaZe, you can't take your foot off the gas. You need to keep this output rolling long into the future here to get back into this game. He started on the right path. Rain fast in towards this upper site, and it's a fast A play this time. No multi-kills found. BMAS with a stellar 3K transfer. Is this going to be enough to find the round? Because he does fall on the back of it. 2-on-3. Chopper and Dima left on the other side, and Dima is isolated up in heaven. He gets dealt with. Chopper now all alone. 1v3. They just saw him in main. He's rerouted over here to hell. And it looks like he might be saving in this one. Money is a bit of a problem, but if they hold on to this AK, they've dealt with that reasonably well.
BMAS has had some incredible transfers, not just today, but yesterday as well. He had a sick one coming into that B-bomb site on Dust 2 in the matchup FaZe played it yesterday.
I think
Godsend.
I think the best transfer for him ever was when he joined FaZe. It was probably like one of the golden ones.
That's pretty good. He even had another one of those actually yesterday on Nuke as well. Ran out hut, killed, I don't know what order it was, but I think he killed main and they transferred to top hut, something like that. So yeah, he's had a lot of transfers, a very good spray control on this guy, and he's showing up now for FaZe when they need him most. The stars aligning, the rounds getting put on the board. This may have looked like a lock-in for Spirit, but don't sleep on FaZe Clan. This young upcoming international team, Harry, they're here to stay.
Man, this is so wild that this is so back and forth to begin with, though. And something that I will say, right, when you compare the 2 AWPers right now on a head-to-head basis, 34 kills for Balance, 8 for Brokey. I think that speaks volumes, right? Balance is getting the better, not just of his AWPing counterpart on the other side, but most players for FaZe. Not in this round, though, Hugo. Nico has dealt with him outside, and that is a huge blow to deal to Team Spirit. This is going to feel heartbreaking if 2 times in a row they reach 14 and struggle getting it over the line, even more so on this 3rd map with the addition of a standard. But even then, right, think back to Dust 2 and the fashion in which that slipped away.
Yeah, watch Dima's power go out now. Watch it get worse, Harry. It can always get worse.
Well, let's see. Magix is going to try and really worse for the day. He almost catches the timing there, but instead, as they push lobby, they are greeted with the AWP of Brokey and the AK of Coldzera. They lose both players to that lobby push. Some die young and Dima. 2-on-5. It's very unlikely that they salvage this round, but they're going to give it their best attempt. And with that kill, the bomb was dropped. Dima now holding the lobby. Young re-aggressing, and that's one step too far. FaZe, they just sit and they wait, and the kills come to them.
And I feel like some of the credit we give Spirit as a team is they don't over push on the CT side. We don't really see that from these guys. They don't feed kills, but right now a lot of what they're doing is just feeding FaZe these advantages, these frags. Dima has the bomb in the lobby, he pushes, and FaZe are just waiting for him, of course. Like, things like this. I think Spirit are feeling the pressure right now, and it's making them play aggressive because they know what's on the line. This entire map could fall apart here in the remaining few rounds as FaZe look to pick up the pace. Again, going fast outside behind the red box, one crossing secret. Balance hits a tag, but that tag costs him his life. coldzera peeks out the back, saves Nico, finishes the job. Nico is on 30, but that's of no worry to FaZe in a round where Team Spirit only have pistols and no armor. They've lost their one gun. I like the double setup down secret, but I just don't think FaZe are going to walk into it. Look at this setup outside.
It's actually a triple setup, Hugo, because of the two Berettas.
Of course, yeah.
So that counts. You know, Magix is firing two guns. It's like two.
But you can only shoot one at once. It's not like you can press left and right click and shoot both bullets. That's how you buff the dual Berettas. You make it like COD, Harry. You give each
actually,
gun.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah. I've always wanted that.
Let's do that.
Good stack for Spirit, right? They've read this. FaZe are going heaven. They're holding lobby. They're going to wrap A. That's where this is going. But you can notice the bomb is in outside. So if this goes bad, if FaZe walk into a stack, which they are, they can just bail and go B with the bomb. So that's going to be the call here. Somebody gets a gun. He doubles down. FaZe, they're going to abandon this. They have nothing to do with that A site. They've seen a stack. They've seen one. And they actually don't know where these three other players are. But they're going to gamble anyway. Dropping drip B, getting lower. Nico climbing up is dropped as well. BMAS holding onto the lobby with one. But there's two more in main for him to deal with. He's looking the wrong way. The transfer from BMAS again and again. His spray control saves FaZe and it's forced the save of Spirit. Young gets out of the round and he doesn't even give it a go. That is a heartbreak hotel for Spirit. They're checking in right now and maybe checking out of this series because FaZe up to 14 with all the money.
No, I think he thinks it's A with the kills coming
in.
No, that's why he ran away. He didn't realize that the Brokey was a load planting at B.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking. Young.
He saw them go B. He killed Nico on the B bomb site.
Yeah, but he never saw Brokey. And with BMAS dealing with the two players on A, as they'd given up the site, he assumed that's where the plant was going down.
And I guess on top of all of that, the first two kills Young get are on FaZe coming through heaven on an A split. They were hitting that A site. FaZe were going to bring the bomb if it went well. And after it didn't go well, they just dropped B. And Young didn't realize. That's just, it doesn't get much worse than that, Harry. It really doesn't. This has been a series of unfortunate events for Spirit. And regardless of how these next two rounds or the overtime goes here, I think people have to give a huge amount of credit for Spirit for persevering, for putting up a fight, for taking it all three with a stand-in as well. Even if FaZe win this series, Spirit are not to be messed with.
Yeah, I really do think that for a lot of people, right, who maybe didn't catch Team Spirit's stellar run through the road to Rio in the CIS division, right? Like, if you didn't catch that, or maybe you didn't give it its proper dues, and you know you're looking at them coming into this, and you're thinking like, who are Team Spirit? Well, I think on the back of today, on the back of this performance, they've certainly won over the hearts of the people at home, right, for persevering through this. Even if you are a FaZe fan, you got to give Team Spirit the respect that they've taken it this far and this long, and it's still at a point where realistically they could close this game out. You know, it's not written off. This is 14-14. FaZe have had to grind their way back into this.
Where's that AWP gone? Balance. He has been picked up by Nico in the yard fast, and that's exactly how this one goes for Rain. Not to the best of his display. Chopper drops him. Oh, and he pulls out a grenade as he gets peeked by coldzera. FaZe with an important refrag. They now just stop. They pull the brakes. They don't commit to that A site. Bomb's going to go towards ramp, and there's no one here right now. Dima did begin a rotation. He'll hang around. He'll actually stick here as he waits to see if FaZe are splitting him. And with outside gone, with coldzera in the yard, even though he hasn't moved after getting that kill, he could be coming on a hell wrap. So Balance has to be aware of that, and he will spot him as well. Big kill coming through. Now the bomb doesn't want to go A. Now it has to go ramp because they've lost their split player on the site. Into Dima they go, but oh look, Balance is here as well.
Yeah, now Brokey is going to keep his eye on ramp. Oh, actually moving off, and Dima's allowed to swing out on the back of it. Only good for one. Brokey holding for that peak has brought it into a 2-on-2. iDisbalance looking for a trade. Has given up even odds to FaZe. It's Brokey and Nico left in this one to try and get match and series point. Nico besting Magix, and now Sumdai Young. He was a hero almost in the round prior. Now he's got to become the full-fledged man for Team Spirit. Looking to hunt down Nico. That nade doesn't do the damage he was hoping for. Brokey backed off into Decon. They've got a crossfire on this bomb. Sumdai Young dropping a smoke, goes back to find Nico, and now just Brokey with this AWP. Time is going to be the problem for Sumdai Young. He's got to be quick on this approach. He has to get the info as to where Brokey hides. And with Decon door open, he might start to suspect Sumdai Young round the corner, sees the leg through the bottom of the door, lands the spray, now on the bomb. Brokey has to get him off because Sumdai Young's sicking it, and he does. Match and series point for FaZe.
Wow.
The best possible attempt from Sumdai Young, but it's not enough to get that 15th round on the board. And FaZe now 5 kills away from locking in this series. Team Spirit, one last hurrah to try and take us to overtime. I want OT. I want this to keep on going. Yeah. Let's see if we can get it. Team Spirit, auto shotgun on Magix, AWP for iDisbalance, his weapon of choice in hand. If there ever was a time for him to show up in the capacity he has all series long, it is now.
This has been excellent for FaZe. The fact that they go down so far. A start, you know, an 8-7 half in their favor, but Spirit storm into the CT side with 4 in a row. They took a commanding lead in this game, and FaZe have had answers to every problem posed. These B hits have been excellent. The outside control has been flawless. FaZe wrapping Spirit round after round in the enemy's backline. Right now they slow it down. They take a breather because 15-14, Nico even getting given the AWP. He's down to 45, that's why, but is that the right call? We'll have to wait and see. Spirit, no utility really in this round. They're relying on the gunfights, and they will go their way first. Sumdai Young dropping BMAS in the lobby. That's been a kill that BMAS has been on top of more often than not. Spirit are dropping B off the back of these smokes. They have no info. FaZe have silently crept behind them, and it's a double setup towards Secret. This is a great bait and switch for Spirit. FaZe might not be ready for a two-pronged attack.
Come on, Magix, auto shotgun and a dream. And if there ever was a more perfect story to serenade us with, it's the sound of this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Another one. Magix. Oh, he lines up 2. And it's all left onto Cold's-Era to try and deny an overtime in a 1v3. Down into the B site he goes, but iDisbalance holds the line. We're going to overtime. You heard that right. Team Spirit with a stand-in. They've kept up the pressure. They've kept up the heat. iDisbalance, 37 kills to his name.
This was 14-10. FaZe pulled 5 rounds in a row to get 15, Harry, just to get the match and series point, only to lose it to a shotgun in the lower bomb site. 5 in a row for FaZe. And we restart the clock again as we head into overtime. 16K MR3, 3 rounds and a half with all the money that you can ask for. No saving today. Hopefully Spirit know what bomb sites they're heading to, because right now FaZe are coming back in on this T side hot to trot. May have been one lost round, but it's not the end of the world for FaZe. They got us here in the first place. They're going to be able to take us over the line. We'll see if Spirit will allow it. iDisbalance. Unbelievable performance from him right now. 37 kills. TS issues here, Harry, going into this OT, which is a bit of a classic.
That's fine, man. It gives us a little bit of time to calm down and reflect on what we've seen in this series. For anyone who is just tuning in, you have missed a great series full of some really high highs and some really low lows. Dust 2 was by far the kind of beginning of all of that, right? Team Spirit, they picked up Train, dominantly so. On Dust, they were in the lead. They were 14-9 up. It gets pulled all the way back to 14-14. And then in a 1v2 with 100 points of health, Mir DCs because all the power goes out in his house. And Mir was not able to get back into the server. So what did they do? They bring the coach in on that map. It didn't fall in favor of Team Spirit, despite getting it into an overtime affair. And now, for Nuke, in a matter of minutes, they had to get someone on the line. They bring in Dima, a year on from his last tenure in this Team Spirit squad. A year on from the last time him and Sumdai Young were here, living out the glory days. He's answered the call, and we needed to have this core of Team Spirit stepping up. Well, boy, have they delivered. iDisbalance and Sumdai Young, I think, are the two biggest talking points there. Sumdai Young has delivered so many key rounds for Team Spirit.
Yeah.
And iDisbalance, 37 kills, that just speaks volumes in and of itself.
Yeah, man. And you've got to wonder, Harry, what would this game be like if we had Mir right now? Would it even still be going? Possibly not. It could have just been a done deal. I would have had my money on Spirit already having closed this series, considering Dima is, you know, not only 11 and you know, 20 or something of the, yeah, 11 and 20, but, you know, obviously without arguably one of the best, if not the best player in this team, which is Mir. So yeah, that's a big hole for Dima to fill, and the fact that they brought this to overtime is impressive enough.
Yeah, coming out of Dust too, I put a tweet out saying that like the excitement from this series was probably gone. Like at the time, it looked like Team Spirit were going to be playing with their coach still. They sorted out Dima it's so quickly. Like really, props to him for just agreeing to in a matter of minutes just go, yeah, I'll play Counter-Strike today. Like just texting Sumdai Young, yo man, I noticed Mia's having some problems. Like I'll come in, I'll help out. So yeah, big ups to a man like Dima.
Yeah, pretty sick.
Oh, this is such a fun back and forth series. And you know, for FaZe, right, let's start to take a look at these guys. I mean, back on Dust 2, they had to launch quite the comeback to even win that out. You know, that's a fair bit of merit to them to take it to this third map. And what I didn't want to happen was for FaZe to just blow Spirit out the water here. At the same time, I think for a lot of people, they're expecting FaZe to get the win because you are up against the team now with a standard. So it went from feeling like there wasn't a lot riding on this game as a result of the circumstances we found ourselves in to now it just being this brawl, this bloodbath. And I have loved every minute of it. iDisbalance went 37-16 6 months ago against VP in regulation. Wow. Well, he's mimicking that performance again now. Like if this is something he can routinely do, which we kind of know, like with iDisbalance, it feels like he'll either be in the server and I don't know.
11 kills or 1,100 kills. That's pretty much iDisbalance.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I've loved watching him develop, and it does feel like that's the story for this whole Team Spirit squad. Like, you know, you've got like your classic guys in here. You got Sumdai like Young, you got Mir, you got Chopper. You know what these guys are bringing to the table. But for Magix and iDisbalance, watching these two players grow within this squad has just been fantastic.
Yeah, and for those who are enjoying the DreamHack Masters Spring 2020, remember this is only our first series of the day. That's the crazy part. It may be late in the evening. We've had technical issues throughout the day, or at least power issues for some of the players, and so that's put us a little bit behind schedule, but for good reason. At least we're getting quite a battle here. Of course, our next game inside of this group is going to be Fnatic taking on Godsend. Now, that's definitely a game you want to catch if you didn't know. Fnatic got 2-0'd by Spirit yesterday, and they got wrecked on Nuke as well, 16-3. So Fnatic have a lot to prove coming into day 2 of this group and show that they aren't exactly sleeping at the wheel. Of course, for Godsend, recent roster changes there as well. Farley from Copenhagen Flames has just joined that team, replacing Michael Lele. He's looking very good individually with the pistols and with the AWP. So definitely want to check out that match later on. And of course, a third and final one in the NA region of 100 Thieves and Gen.G finishing off tonight. All of those other 2 games will be brought to you by Connor and Launders. So quite the duo. The Canadian brothers back again. But right now, we're just waiting to get back into this overtime between FaZe and Team Spirit in the third and final map. And Harry, another important point is realistically, given how things are going, if Spirit win this game, they're likely topping the group by the looks of things. Almost no way that can't happen unless Godsend go flawless. And so that would be a huge move up for Spirit into the playoffs, guaranteeing a deep run here at DreamHack Masters. And considering they came into this event as pretty much the bottom seeded team, this is quite the story for Team Spirit. And here we go, back into the action. Thanks for sticking with us, everyone. We appreciate your patience. FaZe and Spirit, the best of 3, coming to an end here and now in OT.
Let's get it. It's going to be FaZe over on this T side still. got that momentum leading in their favor. They've just played 15 rounds of this. They're ready. They're raring to go, and they explode into the A bomb site. But it's more like an implosion. One by one, they've been bested. Nico, however, trying to turn the tide of battle. iDisbalance has taken one through that smoke. I don't really know how, but it's Brokey getting bested. Dima as well is wrapped around from ramp. Now FaZe, I think they're going to drop Ben. That looks to be the game plan. Maybe not. There's been a temporary break in the action, and they might take this as an opportunity to try and get this bomb down. Ooh. Cold gets the information that there's players outside. It's this hot player in Dima that could do it all. Cold's just burned to death.
100-0.
The molly wasn't even like entirely near him.
Yeah, he moved out. We switched off. We went to the Dima, to Dima, and Cold just burns. What? I don't even know how that happened. I hope we have a replay of that, because Cold, he stepped out of the Molotov and he goes 100-0. Clearly wanted to take a fight back in it, maybe. Let's see. Oh, so he just doesn't think it's affecting him. What? I really don't know, mate. Cold, your guess is as good as mine, brother. That is a mess, but it's one that Spirit would love. Also worth noting, Nico, he sprays Heaven. He kills 2 players. He also put iDisbalance down to 10 health. If he kept spraying, he would have killed iDisbalance, but he stopped, because why would there be a 3rd player in the same smoke? At least that's a question he's asking. But he'll never know. iDisbalance lives to fight another day and keeps up this powerful KD for Team Spirit as they take the first of OT.
It is just wild as well, like, because when you think about iDisbalance, like, we've seen him have high fragging games before, but this isn't, you know, like iDisbalance wrecking VP or like demolishing, yeah, you know, like a Sparta or something like that, right? This is FaZe Clan. This is Cold Zera, Rain, Nico, Brokey, and BMAS, 2 players that are making waves right now. This is a huge feat from him as an individual.
Yeah,
iDisbalance has been key to this Nuke game. And right now, the reason I'm talking about him so damn much isn't just because I love this man. It's also because iDisbalance finds himself down in secret right now with this AWP. And there are players outside that he might get to use it on. FaZe once again setting up for this A play. Magic's playing close to the hut, turns away from a flash that never comes, but Chopper will double up, and they don't account for Sumdai Young. Still here, he drops into the fray, and that puts him in front of Nico. Bonfart going to come on through here for FaZe. iDisbalance in main. Flashes for a teammate for the Heaven Peak, but that just signals it to Nico that it's coming through. iDisbalance now left in this 1v2. He would need to reach 40 kills to win this round out.
That's such an unfortunate flash. It just gives away the info to Nico. Like you said, no one was watching Heaven for FaZe, and they're watching main. Of course they are. It's exactly where iDisbalance sits. Not for long. Now he'll just take a long lie down in the A site for eternity. FaZe up to 16. They bounce back with a round of their own. That looked like a stellar hold from Chopper getting a double. Sumdai Young up on the rafters, and he drops off because of the Molotovs, because of the T's pushing in, right into that palm of Nico, crushes him under his fingers. FaZe. An important round picked up to keep them level-headed with Team Spirit. This AWP again moving this time. Oh, it's a fake one. They throw a Molotov next to ramp that, at least for FaZe, might hear the sound and think that, you know, ramp is molly, like his tradition. That's a common thing CCTs do, like throw a Molotov towards car on Dust 2, and T's look away from the tunnels, thinking tunnels is mollied, rather. 16-16, and a man down with iDisbalance dead in the water. FaZe are going to move outside behind the red box, rather.
Dima back in CT, tapped out by Nico, who has come alive in OT. Yeah. He went from, you know, kind of struggling to get rolling to now just rolling. And it's kind of simple as that. Nico looking to continue this tear, but is he going to check the close right angle? He doesn't. Sumdai Young playing the trigger discipline, but no more players come down towards Secret. It's not great in terms of, you know, making a play to win you the round, but it has got the information that this is not looking like a B play. However, Chopper swinging for the info outside. That's the decision he comes to regret. Magic's now not able to hold down the A bomb site. Sumdai Young left in this 1v3, and it's a good thing he hasn't decided to rotate Heaven in this round, because Rain has snuck there, through outside, sits up in the Heavens, and with the bomb planted for him. This is a damn near impossible round for Sunday Young.
Ooh, the wallbang though takes BMS out as the door gets a hole blown in it. BMS will too. It's a flash out for Sunday Young. He's going to try and commit. It's all he can do in this round. A Molotov and a kit can burn out any position he pleases, but that's not going to have any value, and the time is already ticking down. He needs to get on that bomb. He needs to get into the site. This crossfire is here. Cold is close, and Sunday Young doesn't check it. Cold, quick flick, finds the kill. 3 in the round, and 17 for FaZe Clan. They are looking damn good, and they might have just stopped Spirit in their tracks right when Spirit come alive. And just offer these top site crushes as well for FaZe, right? That's something they did a couple of times in regulation, but we didn't really see that all too much. Spirit were able to keep a hand over it, and FaZe, 2 of the 3 of their rounds are just hitting A. So they take the lead, and now Spirit switch over to the T side where they got 7 rounds in regulation all that time ago.
Outside smoke's going to get thrown on in. And we know that Team Spirit like to play around with this outside control. This time, though, Nico here, and if you remember in that first half, never really felt like much of a threat. Well, he's come alive in OT, and he shuts down Chopper. iDisbalance had a chance to get that trade there and then, and actually, he will. He actually just wipes him off the tally with a nice little flick onto Nico. It looked like he'd really missed the boat on that one, but Nico going back for the fight. Given this 4-on-4 over, and Team Spirit, they just pump the brakes. They wait now. We saw that whenever FaZe did this against Spirit, it worked pretty well. However, FaZe, I don't think are going to make the same mistakes of over-aggressing in this round. They instead are just going to sit pretty, hold these lines. They know that at the end of the day, Team Spirit have got to come to them. BMAS getting pressured at ramp makes the decision to give it up immediately. He falls down into this B site, and he does have Brokey here as well.
Ooh.
But this isn't the B play from Team Spirit. Don't be fooled.
FaZe aren't fooled at all. Brokey just came up the ladder to throw smoke in the door. Even though they pushed BMS down, I mean, that's obvious to FaZe. They haven't fallen for this at all. And Spirit, 20 seconds, are about to hit this top site into Brokey, who's ready to fly up the vents. Oh dear, he's actually close towards the door already. If he pushes here, he is dead in the water. But the flash out, he can find the timing. He's forced the peak. He's got away with 2. Brokey shutting this round down. And the AWP no-scope will do everything they need and more. FaZe deny Spirit the A bomb site. That fake. Oh, Spirit thought it was a fake. FaZe, they knew it was a fake. And they will be ready for the commitment. Match point for FaZe, 1 away from taking Nuke and taking the series here in DreamHack Masters Spring 2020 over Spirit. Dima has been very quiet in OT. 1 kill to his name. Spirit would love to take this to another. They're going to need 2 in a row to push it forward.
Yeah, that's the thing though. FaZe, they're not forgiving when they have this map series point in the crosshair. They're not going to give you a way back in. If there's one thing FaZe excel at, it is just playing the percentages and playing smart Counter-Strike. You add on to that the fact that now the individuals are coming alive, and it's a scary spot to be in.
Oh,
Spirit. Oh, they almost catch the timing onto BMAS there. Brokey's coming on rotation, and he smites Dima down. This might be the end for Team Spirit, and the beginning for FaZe as they look to take the 2-1 victory in this series. Sunday Young, he's someone who's delivered so many almost clutches and turned so many rounds into doable situations for Spirit. He's put them in a 3-on-4, wasn't able to pressure Brokey anymore down in Hell. But he has gained ramp control for the Spirit crew.
Yeah, it looked like they wanted to back up into A there. Spirit made the right call to not do that because FaZe are stacked on the top bomb site, as they often are. Spirit are going to go down lower into Rain. He's waiting in the secret, got info from that contact room, and SDY going to drop him nice and quickly. Team Spirit with a chance now. No smoke for the double door, 1 for the single though, and Molotov's deep in secret. FaZe clearing out the lobby, making sure there are no lurkers here for Spirit. They don't know the fact that all 3 players are here, but now it seems to be somewhat clear. FaZe coming from a ramp as a unit, no one in the vents here, and moving as a pack. Spirit waiting, SDY on the site, everyone else in the secret.
Yeah, Sunday Young going to be this first point of contact. And the
excellent.
nade gets rid of him. Chopper and Magix, they're grouped up together. Time has ticked away from this bomb, and they're playing to deny this defuse. The perfect way to deal with it, and they get Brokey off. There's not enough time for Brokey to get this defuse, and while he does get all the kills needed, the round goes in favor of Spirit. So now we sit at round 36 in this best of 3, third map. Not 36 rounds is the best of 3, rather. 36 rounds in this third map of play, and there's a chance for even more if Team Spirit can put up this round here and now.
Yeah, on that B side, I would have loved Rain to just stick the bomb and Brokey cover him, right? Rain fakes it out with like 8 seconds left, and there's no way for him to win the round unless he physically sticks it. Obviously, he gets a kill because someone peeks the bomb off for 3 seconds, but you just got to hope that Brokey covers you there. Otherwise, there's no way you win the round. They make it expensive, but that's not a factor when you're an OT, and Nico's been ridded of his life immediately into this one. Magic's going above the silo and killing Nico, crossing red. He's trying to get towards Secret. Nico has been very mobile outside, and Spirit know about it, so they will shut it down. And that has really set things up for a double OT here, Harry. A mad advantage. They've just got to put the icing on the cake, tie the knot here. FaZe Clan with 4 up. They're going to move this all back into heaven to try and defend the top side, but also assist outside where those smokes are landing. Brokey can view above them if he wants to take the risk, but he's going to flash his teammates through. Coltira going for a hero play. Oh, he mows down one. Rain's come out as well through the garage with a double. Somehow, some way, FaZe have turned this round on his head, but look at SDY. He's taken the A site.
Yeah, some die young, deeper than they were ready for, and BMAS gets cut down. Brokey, it all falls onto him. He had a very quiet first half of play, but all of that might not matter if here, in overtime, he stops this from going on any longer. And what was the 1v1, now 1v2. Magic's dropping down to B, and Brokey is ratting in through lobby. He's going to have no idea. That door gets opened. I think Brokey's too far away to even hear it, and as this bomb goes down, Brokey now a lengthy rotation back into this round. Magix has all the time in the world to get set up in the post plant here. He's holding the vents. Brokey's coming from this position, and he's not going to get many chances. Brokey nails it the first time around, and just like that, FaZe, they're going to lock in the victory here and now. They stop the OTs in their tracks, and they best Team Spirit in what proves to be a lengthy